Welcome to Created by Sports. As it appears that the deal between Barcelona and Chelsea for Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang looks to be kind of hitting, a bit of a snag. Aubameyang has a broken jaw, and that injury could mean that Chelsea do not sign someone who they believe that they would sign. It's a shame that the deal could be off due to an injury sustained in a horrible robbery, but Chelsea are now, talks are still ongoing, but Chelsea now appear to be, might have to look elsewhere. What do you make of this whole situation?
Yeah, I'm just reading here and saying that Aubameyang is believed to have suffered a broken jaw after being struck on the chin with an iron bar during the robbery in his family home. It may require surgery to repair his injuries, and now this is becoming a complicating factor in the transfer to Chelsea prior to Thursday's deadline. He was reportedly assaulted by a group of 4 men threatened with firearms and iron bars. And of course, one of those men has actually struck him with the iron bar, which means that he's going to be out for, well, we don't even know how long. But it's so annoying because it's like such a horrible human thing to have happened. Like, if you take the football side away from it, it's just like, why is something like this even able to happen in the world, to the point where it then impacts them? It would happen in your everyday to day life, but because it's a celebrity and a football star, and it's complicating a deal and everything, we see it exploding on the news. But it's just so unfortunate. I feel so terrible for him and his family. But yeah, of course, it says the Athletic was saying that Aubameyang would not be able to play right away if he does sign for Chelsea because of his facial injury. He'll need surgery to fix the issue more quickly if the jaw was left to heal naturally. But what is it that the David Ornstein said on Twitter about all of this?
Only that the deal has been complicated by the broken jaw. He's expected to be out for a number of weeks, and I would naturally assume that if you're Chelsea looking at this, say he has surgery once he arrives in London, so start of September, he's out for a number of weeks, say 6 weeks. That takes you to the middle of October. You've then got to, get him back into the team, but you break up in November for the World Cup. So all of a sudden, is it worth signing someone who might play 1 or 2 games before the World Cup? Probably not.
Yeah.
So for Chelsea, that talks are still ongoing. Maybe they still can be done, but surely they have to be looking at it going, does it make sense for us to sign someone who basically can only play half a season? Is it better that we sign, a Memphis Depay? Do we go elsewhere and try and someone who we can have for, from September onwards and then after the World Cup? Maybe they look at Aubameyang in January. But right now, this injury, which is sustained off the football pitch and in a way which, should happen to anyone, look to have at least made things really difficult and complicated for both teams.
Yeah, I mean, the thing to understand here as well is that Chelsea really, really need a striker. They have no out-and-out recognised striker in the team. Obviously, they're so lucky. They signed Sterling as he's an assassin on the left attack of the pitch. He does exactly what he's doing exactly at Chelsea, what he did at Manchester City for all those years, and what he does for England as well. He's a bit of an assassin when it comes to scoring goals from any position, really. But that left-hand side, that left attacking position, he really makes his own, and the way he cuts in and just scores goals is amazing. And then you get goals like last night where he's so composed. This was in the 2-1 loss to Southampton, so composed, they took the lead and then crumbled again because they managed to score the 1 goal and then crumble in defence again, and Southampton beat them 2-1. But it just seems like they're worrying more about the defence at the moment, assigning defenders, than they are about the attack, because they thought that this Aubameyang was a complete foregone conclusion sort of thing, and now it seems like something out of their control and out of Aubameyang's control has happened, and it might hinder the deal. But what would you think about potentially Chelsea signing him on, say, a loan deal or something?
Yeah, it's interesting because Chelsea lost so many defenders in the summer and still couldn't leave more. They also lost so many attackers. The Aubameyang one, you would have assumed they could have got done fairly quickly, but it's just dragging out, and then now you've got this. I don't think it makes any sense signing him on a loan simply because, you know, it's not like he's coming back from an ACL injury or an injury where you generally have to worry about, okay, how's he going to be when he returns? You know, a serious leg injury to a 33-year-old, you know, he might lose his feet, something like that. Just an injury where he can still run fast, he just can't run for a few weeks. But again, even if you sign him on loan, you don't know when you're going to get him back. Assuming there's no complications from surgery, a couple of weeks could be anything between 2 to 3 to 6, 7, 8. So it's one of those things. Again, if you're Chelsea, you know, if I'm Chelsea, this deal basically gets revisited in January if we still need him. Well, the issue Chelsea have is that Tuchel might not be there anymore. It's a situation where if things don't improve drastically, obviously Roman Abramovich has left, and he was the kind of the trigger happy one. But Todd Bowley didn't hire Thomas Tuchel. It's not his guy. So all of a sudden, it's a situation where it made sense to keep Tuchel, but it only made sense because he's going to do well. If he's not doing well, like the title race by November, during the World Cup break, how easy is it to sack him and bring in someone like, I don't know, Richard Pochettino, who might not have a job by then? So it's very, very interesting to see what happens with Aubameyang, and it generally would be a shame if Tuchel lost his job because he couldn't sign Aubameyang, and he couldn't sign Aubameyang because someone was really selfish and tried to rob his house.
Yeah, I mean, like we're what, like under 48 hours, of course, away from the deadline shutting. What is it, 11 p.m. Thursday night?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, 11 p.m. Thursday night, and we're still on Wednesday morning. So it has to be a quick decision. Like, they have to sign a striker, whether that's a striker they sign on loan or whether that's a striker in a permanent deal from somewhere. Either way, they've got to sign a striker. They don't have an out-and-out striker. They can't go on with what they've got in attack because they have nothing. They have, like, in terms of actual strikers, they don't have one. They don't have a recognised striker. Unless you bring one up from the youth, which I don't see happening. But you have to either get one in on loan or you have to sign one, you know?
They do have Armando Broja, but again, he's someone who's only spent one season in the Premier League with Southampton, and he's still very young. This could be the situation which sees Chelsea go, you know what, Ronaldo, we are getting this done. We are paying the money. But again, United will be reluctant to let Ronaldo leave and transfer deadline day to strengthen Chelsea without someone coming in.
To a rival, for sure.
And it appeared that for Man United, if Ronaldo did leave, their options were Aubameyang or Memphis. So if Aubameyang is injured and they can't get Memphis, now it might say no, like, we are not giving you Ronaldo when we can't get a replacement. So
for sure,
this Aubameyang injury throws up so many issues for so many different clubs, and it's going to be very, very interesting to see how Chelsea handle the last 24 hours of the transfer window.
Yeah, for sure. Guys, why don't you just go ahead and leave a comment below what you think of this this deal for Aubameyang that's been going on kind of the whole of the second half of the transfer window. This new potential blow to Chelsea's chances of signing him, who you would sign instead, or whether you would just get him on loan. What you think is going to happen, guys? And of course, don't forget to give the video a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe for more content like this and to see Kadim's lovely face again. And we'll see you guys in the next one.